Good evening to everyone, and here we go today in Miami. And joining alongside me is the bossman. Welcome to the stream.
What's going on? I'm excited to be back for I don't know what round this is. I think it's round at either 9 or 10. Um I'm this I like the layout of Miami. It's kind of a home race for me. It's a really interesting layout. You have a very technical second sector. Just it'll be a good race. I'm excited.
Yeah, as I'm watching, I think it's round 9. Because we got Belgium who was round 8, just checked. So yeah, definitely round 9. And we got Puke actually leading the Drivers' Championship with Lepso just 1 point behind, and then we got Danny Banani with 4 points behind the lead. So that's going to be interesting today. We got Lepson, Danny, and I think Puke not here today. So yeah, that should be good then for Lepson and Danny Banani. But yeah, it's gonna be
No,
exciting.
Yeah, very close at the top of the driver standings. The team standings just as close. McLaren just 14 points ahead of Racing Bulls. Aston Martin still a little bit farther back of them, but good drivers championship for the second to last race of the season. Should set us up for a pretty good finale next week.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But also, yeah, Miami. I know you said you like the track. I think most of the drivers don't actually. It's a technical track indeed. It's not one of the easiest. You pretty much lack of grip sometimes. But yeah, as we're going now with Piggy on a lap, so let's follow him if you wanna commentate that. And let's see how it is.
Piggy dives it off into turn number 1 through this very technical first sector. Got to keep the car right in the window through the S section on the backside. Turns 4 and 5 into the long, almost triple left-hander of 6, 7, and 8 onto the back straightaway. DRS wide open as he charges past the big giant football stadium on the left-hand side, down the back straightaway into the deep braking zone that will be turn 11. Slamming on the brakes, throwing the car into the left-hander, now into the right-hander, the quick technical section that sends you to sector number 3. This Racing Bulls car needs a good sector 2 to try and put this on pole. Piggy out of turn 16, down the back straightaway, a little bit of traffic in front, shouldn't bother the Red Bull machine. He'll get a tow off the back of, it looks like, one of the Ferrari machines. Might have been Matek that he got the tow off of through turn 17, the hairpin, horizon to the top. S'mores to the top, a 126.554. Piggy, a 127.496. Not quite good enough for pole, but a good banker lap from the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, it was a good lap, but we got, yes, Sim Suarez 26.5 and Lepson now, yeah, 26.8. So setting a very good lap, 26.0. I don't know, I haven't seen any, practice session, I haven't joined them, but yeah, I don't know what was pole lap yesterday in Tier 1, but yeah, Lepson 26.0. We've seen him in the last few races, maybe suffering, a little bit of pressure as he was leading the championship. Now he's got it taken away from Danny Banali, but yeah, 26-0. So we'll see. And also Sim Suarez, he's got a little bit unlucky delay in the past, but yeah, now it looks like we're 26.5, so it might be better for him. And also we should shift to 26.8, so yeah, let's see if he's gonna be on podium once again.
That 26-0 by Lepson leads me to believe that we might see some drivers just into the 25s, might venture down to a 25-7. We watch Magnetek down the back straightaway into turn 17, deep on the brakes. That red Ferrari machine roars out of turn 17, out of 18 and 19 onto the front straightaway. Does the Ferrari have anything for the top guys? No, he does not.
Yeah, well,
130,
I think he's going on a
319.
lap now. I think. Yeah, he's going on a lap now. So let's follow him on board. Let's see here, like, I don't know if you can go actually coil up a full throttle. Well, you can go 6th gear and then, yeah, just lift a little bit, 5th gear now. And yeah, here it's pretty easy to slide with the rear. Here you really need to have a good exit, just carrying as much speed as possible. Now you can see purple sector. So that should be a good first sector for him. And now just with the hot lap, push a little bit of battery. Just putting that on overtake, and here you brake, yeah, approximately on 100 meters braking board, and now, yeah, that's a section which I really like, to be honest. It's very technical, but also here, 2nd gear, you try to catch as much as possible without getting any invalidation. Then, yeah, 2nd gear once again, and it looks a clean lap so far. Yeah, 2.0 the second sector, so let's see. It might be... Yeah, it looks like he could do a 26.8 maybe. He might be there for the top 5. So, but yeah, meanwhile we go Slayer Gamer 26.8. Well, he's now into the pit, and now let's see how it's gonna be with Magnetic. So 24, 25, 26, 27.2. So yeah, he probably lost a little bit on the last few corners, but yeah, 27.2 for him. So P7.
Not a bad lap from the Ferrari machine. Danny Banani swerving his way out of turn number 16 down the back straightaway. Lap has been invalidated for the McLaren car.
Lap, so.
He is on an out lap, starting to warm up those tires. What's the key to getting a good lap here in Miami? Is there a particular section of the track where you can lose a lot of time if you don't get it right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely this first sector. I think it's probably, but also, yeah, first and second sector. Because basically his third sector is just, you know, hard braking corner. But then, yeah, the first sector, there are, you know, pretty much some traction issues. Especially here where you're seeing, you know, in these corners where you try to carry as much speed as possible, but the rear can just slide away. And then I think in the second sector it's just about track warnings. So you try to cut as much as possible, a few corners, and then yeah, you can just get that invalidation, or maybe it could result on a penalty during the race. So yeah, that's the main issues of the track. But let's see Danny Banali, because yes, let's see second sector. Also here you try to brake as late as possible, but then you might be missing the apex. That's not what happened to Danny Banali right now. And then here you try just to cut as much as possible, as he's doing now. But he's being very cautious here. You could see just the rear just sliding a little bit, but yeah, that's purple sector 1.4. So I think that might be a contest for a pole. So let's see. And it's going to be interesting also to see what the drivers are running with the front and rear wings, because you might have, you know, a very low downforce setup to get a better speed for overtaking. So let's see Danny Banali with a 26.8. So yeah, 8 tenths off the pole, but that puts him in P6.
Not a bad lap for the McLaren machine. He sits alongside his teammate Horizon P7, Danny Banani P8, TTV Apex Finley up to P3, 126, 414 for that green and black Kick Sauber machine. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in qualifying. SLR Lepson working his way out of sector number 1. That blue V-carb machine, red halo, blue gloves. Lepson out of turn number 8 onto this long, winding back straightaway. Yellow flags in sector number 1 caused by a slow V-carb machine. That would be Lepson's teammate, Ocean Chief. He is well out of the way and on a hot lap. Lepson deep onto the brakes into turn 11, working his way through this tight technical section at the end of sector 2. As you talked about, oh so easy to get wrong. Lepson out of turn 16 on the throttle. He is 3/10 up on his previous lap out of sector number 2. Lepson a chance to get into the 125.6s as he charges his way down the back straightaway, deep onto the brakes in turn 17. Unwinds the wheel out of 17, working his way through 18 and 19 up to the stripe. It's a 125.871. Lost a little bit of time in sector 3. That might have come out of turn 17.
Yeah, but I don't think there was, anything much left. Maybe something in the last corner, but I think that was pretty much a well executed lap. But let's see, yours, he was improving too. 10.5, so let's see in the last corner. Just go a little bit deep as Lapson did, but it might be better also on traction at the exit of the corner. So let's see 25.9, so that's just a 10 behind Lapson. But yeah, some Lapson lap I think it was pretty much perfect. I don't know. He hasn't really made any, serious mistakes, so I don't know how much he's got left in his pocket.
That Mercedes machine improved by 0.3 of a second, and it still wasn't enough to take pole. SLR Lepson still safely in front by 1/10 of a second. AR Gamer works his way through sector number 2. Vertige down the long back straightaway, headed down towards turn 17. Red Bull closes that DRS flap out of turn 17 onto the exit curbs, headed for the pit lane. Currently sitting in P11 next to his teammate in P12, AR Gamer down the back straightaway. RCC Giannis through sector number 1, out of turn number 5, headed towards that winding S section, 6, 7, 8. A little bit, reminds me a little bit of the second sector of Turkey. Kind of the way that the end of the first sector flows.
When Horizon, I think he retired. He's got into the wall. Yeah, the first sector, where with the DRS zone. So yeah, that's not good for his championship, and also as McLaren is, into also competition for the constructor. So yeah, that's DNF that's a retirement for him for quali. But let's focus on Janis. So yeah, now a little bit wide, but here it just takes very, very well. The apex is improving by 7/10, so that's going to be maybe top 10. Yeah, it should be good for top 10, maybe a little bit further ahead. So let's see how it takes that. You can see a lot of speed to the straight and just breaking the 100. And here let's see structure. Yeah, that was very, very good for him. So is that going to be enough for top 5 at least? 27.1, so yeah. He's got a big improvement, but that puts him into the P10.
Picked up a little bit of time in sector 3. Looked like he picked up 4/10, still not enough. Currently down in P10 as Danny Banani works his way into sector number 1. The black and orange McLaren machine, as you pointed out, teammate retired. Horizon currently P8 at a 126.851. He will fall down the order in the next 4 minutes. Does Danny Banani have anything for pole? We'll find out as he exits sector number 1. Crosses the sector line. He's up by 0.2 of a second. Purple in sector number 1. Is that going to be enough to put him on pole?
I think he aborted the lap. Yeah, he's lifting. I don't know why. Has he made a mistake or what? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, he lifted, so I don't know. He might go for another run then. Yeah, he's on land as well, so yeah, I don't know why, what happened, but yeah. So let's watch on board with Keyboard. As Keyboard is surely on the lap. Oh, sorry. As Keyboard, yeah, surely he's improving 4/10 into the first set. Oh, a little bit wide here. Yeah, I think Keyboard, as he usually does, is running on 0-0 wing. So let's see this section. Yeah, pretty much wide. So yeah, just invalidated the lap. So yeah, that sticks with the P9. So we got 3 minutes left. Lepson is going for the out lap. I think everyone now is going for the out lap. I don't know if I've got Magnetic into the lap. Yes, we do. So second gear here he cut very, very well. The little chicane. And let's see, the second sector is improved by 3 tenths, so yeah, that might get him into, yeah, ahead of Danny Banali. Here we go again on the straight. And also it's nice and interesting to see, the difference. Oh, you're just sliding a little bit, probably broke too late or too hard. So let's see, 26, he might lost a little bit. Yeah, 27.0, so just ahead of Chalice. But yeah, it's interesting to see, the ERS usage, the difference between the drivers. Like we got Janis using a lot of battery into the straight, and Magnetic being like 11% into the straight.
There's definitely an advantage using uh, most of your battery down the straight. Definitely a straight line speed advantage down into turn 11 and turn 17. But as you talked about, very, very interesting to see the different strategies. There's a lot of different places where you can use ERS to gain an advantage, but a lot of spots where maybe if you use ERS, it'll get you in a little bit of trouble. Possibly sector number 1, the back half of sector 2. Definitely one of those spots where you want to be careful with your ERS usage.
When Danny Vanani just cuts, yeah, the chicane, does he have time to do another lap? I don't know, because he got this one invalid. I don't know, now he really needs to push, but yeah, that's a shame for him. But let's focus on laps as he's going to be on a final lap. Let's see, is he going to improve his first sector at least? That's, yeah, he's improving by not much. I told you he's got not much more left compared to the slab before. Might get better on the second sector, but yeah, he's just slightly improving. Here you can see he's used pretty much all the battery, but you also gain here as you've got, just lifting the throttle. You can see already on 40%. Here again, the most technical part, yeah, just cutting edge. That was very good. I think he's pretty much improving his lap. Yeah, 2 tenths and a half almost. So he got a lot in his pocket, to be honest. But yeah, here not deploying any more battery. He might wants to get a little bit for the final part of the track. And yeah, here it was much better, much closer on the apex than the lap before. So that's going to be maybe 3 tenths of improvement. Let's see, 25.5. Wow, that's great lap for him, to be honest. I don't know if anyone can beat him.
Yeah, a monster lap from Lepson. It's gonna take a big lap from Simsores to even get close. Simsores down the back straightaway. I don't think the Asta
Yeah,
he's
it's not
backing
I
off
think
now.
nobody's on the lap. Maybe, yeah, Ocean Chief is on the lap, but I think that's going to be Paul. Yeah, 26.5, not even improving. So I think that's it. Oh, there is AR Gamer improving 1 tenth, so I don't know. It might be difficult for me to think that he's going to improve 1 second to take the pole, but let's see how much he can improve more. So down the last corner, second gear, a little bit late on throttle, but let's see. Just deploying a little bit of battery. And that's at 26.4 for him, so taking the 5th position, getting ahead of Ocean Ship, so I think that's pole for Lepson. That was a great qualifying for him.
Yeah, I mean, any time you can come out and be 4 tenths up on everybody else in the entire field, it's a pretty strong qualifying, a monster lap at the end of qualifying. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and pulled out probably a 10-second lead fairly quickly. That V-carb machine looks like it's on rails right now.
Yeah, it's good to see that he got a better lap because in the last few races just he was struggling on quali and also race pace. But as I told you, maybe he was a bit nervous as he was leading the championship. And yeah, now it's the most important thing. So getting pole, and then it's not one of the easiest track to overtake. So that's definitely good. And let's see what he's got for his race pace. And also, let's see the standings. So we got Lepson, yours, Sim Suarez, Apex, Finley, AR, Chief, Danny Banani, Horizon, Keyboard, and Magneti for the top 10. So yeah, Danny Banani in P7, he needs to make a great comeback to at least, get in the second position or to fight Lepson. But as we know, Tier 2, the Thunderdome, we usually got a few safety cars, so let's see.
Yeah, anything can happen in the tier 2 race. I'm excited for this race. I think there's there's a strong possibility that we could see a lot of chaos, especially when you get to the back half of the circuit. 11 through 16, very tight technical section, hard to run side by side there. We could definitely see one or two guys in the wall and potentially a safety car.
Yeah, we could get that definitely. But yeah, also Visa issue. It would have been better if we got an update with the pink version, for Miami. I actually like that. I think it's a good combination for Visa.
I like the pink car they debuted today. It looks visually really cool. I'm excited to see where they end up. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
not quite a top 10 team.
Let's
but-
see, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's see who's gonna get the better start. So here we go with Lepson getting a decent start, but also yours. Looks like they're gonna be side by side. Is he gonna try to dive bomb into the inside? But Lepson, well, yours taking the lead, and let's see, it's a little bit of chaos behind. I don't know what is happening, but yeah, we got Sim Suarez taking P3 ahead of Apex, and also Ocean Chief AR a little bit side by side, and yeah, the RB car just getting off the Alpine. But I think we're gonna clean start. Lepson losing the position to Sim Suarez as well. They're now side by side. So let's see, Sim Suarez is into the outside. Is he gonna try the move? Try to get the place. He's following, but I think he's just managing a little bit of battery. Is he gonna try the dive bomb? Yes, he is. So is Lepson gonna try the switch back? That's going to be very, very close. But I think Lepson got that done. So yeah, yours with a very great start, and I think behind we haven't got pretty much any incident, so that's good to see. Oh, and we got
Yeah.
Apex spun. I don't know if he got rear-ended or just sliding and spinning. But yeah, he's down to P14. He's last.
It was a great start by yours taking the lead into turn number 1. A great move up the inside to be able to take that lead and then squeeze out Lepson in turn 2. I'm watching that Mercedes. He's pulled out just over a second gap so far through 2 laps. Maybe a little bit of that is due to Lepson fighting with Sim Suarez, but Lepson's gonna need to get back up on his horse, and he's gonna need a little bit of giddy up to get back in the race.
Okay, we got Lepson. Okay, yeah, he probably spun and lost the end plate of the wing. So yeah, that's a shame for him. His race gonna be. Oh, and we got a virtual safety car probably for that spin. We got also Apex. Oh yeah, Apex for the spin he got earlier. But yeah, already lap 2 and we got the first virtual safety car. That's usual. So yeah, that's normal.
I mean, it's a tight circuit. I can't blame the marshals for throwing the virtual safety car. You don't want any contact, especially in that first sector. But what an impressive start by the Mercedes. I mean, yours he's taking control of this race, and Lepson and Sim Suarez are gonna have to work together to get back in the lead if they want to challenge the Mercedes at all for the race win.
Yeah, unless we're more with Sim Suarez, he's really close to Lepson. And yeah, that's Lepson, what is not an ideal position. As yeah, he's 2.3 seconds behind, so he hasn't got the gap to get the DRS. He's got Sim Suarez and Ocean Chief, his teammate, behind him. So let's see, Sim Suarez gonna try again the dive bomb into the inside. Yes, and I think that's pretty much done for him. Oh, we got Lepson again. So yeah. That's going to be close. They're side by side to this corner. It's pretty much difficult to do an overtaking to the outside, but yes, Lepson just lifting a little bit. And yeah, Lapson, you can see struggling now because he's got also Ocean Chief AR Gamer on hard who are just tailing him down, so that's going to be difficult for him. As he's got also Danny Banani who's going for it, definitely.
Yeah, a tough start to the race for the V-Carb machine. Luckily, he's got his teammate behind him to act as a rear gunner as he makes the move down into turn 11. Back in front of the Aston Martin machine, Danny Banani ran a little wide, but definitely a tough start
Oh, we got yellow
for
flag.
V-Carb's Lepson. That looks like AR Gamers around.
Yes, he is. Oh no, that's unlucky for him.
Definitely a tough start for Lepson, but it looks like he's recovering a little bit. And maybe Ocean Chief can get by Sim Suarez and try and help his teammate out.
Yeah, maybe the best thing for Lapson, at least for the driver championship, would be now Chief, just to get through Sim Suarez, and then trying to make, that gap for Lapson. That obviously would affect Chief's race, but it would be, it would pretty much benefit for Lapson. Yes, we see now the gap. Yeah, we're getting that DRS trader we're pretty much used to into tier 2. So let's see, but yeah, Danny Banani already on P5 and he's fighting with Chief. And Chief just getting wide, so Danny Banani is actually into P4. What a start for him.
Good start for the McLaren machine. Looks like Ocean Chief is going to try and retake the position, but V-Carb having a little bit of a tough day. Ocean Chief might be able to get the move done. He locked it up a little bit in turn 11, but a great move to squeeze out the McLaren machine in turn 12. Hopefully Ocean Chief can get up there and help his teammate out, because Lepson looks like he's under a little bit of pressure from Sim Suarez.
Yeah, Sim Suarez is there. It's gonna be Lepson Nightmare for these laps. So let's see if he's gonna try. I think he needs to recover some battery if he wants to make that overtake and then try to defend into the next straight. So let's see, now he's on 45%. Lepson, yeah, he's pretty much low on battery, so he's gonna try here. I think it's a little bit behind to try that. But also Danny, Chief just helping so much Lepson at this point. Because Danny, we know he's got the pace, he's very fast. So I think when he gets Chief, it's going to be tough for Lepson.
Yeah, Horsey's run away by just over 3 seconds.
Yeah, yours is gonna benefit from that definitely with this fight. I think yours the only thing you just need to worry about is just not making any mistakes. Just try to manage these stars as best as possible, but then and hoping not hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, it looks like Sim Suarez and Lepson are battling again into turn 11. The Aston Martin machine takes the race lead. That battle only helps Yorsey. He's still pulling away a little bit. He's scooted away now just over by just over 3 seconds. These guys behind, they're in this DRS train, but they're gonna have to work together somehow to catch the Mercedes, because otherwise he's just gonna run away and hide.
Yeah, but that's pretty weird because we can see Lepson now he's struggling. Do you think he just does not have the pace, or he just feeling nervous at the moment? Like, he's so quality.
I don't know. I mean, we did see Quali. He was fantastic in qualifying. Just he doesn't seem to have the long run race pace. Obviously, he's got the short term pace to put in a lap and have a quality starting position, but over the course of 6 laps, or the next 23 laps, I question whether or not his car is going to be able to keep up with these guys, because it doesn't look like it's optimized to do that right now.
Yeah, and now Danny Banani is trying desperately to get the move, and yeah, Lepson now is into P2, just over to Sim Suarez. But yeah, Danny just trying to achieve I think he's gonna try to do everything to defend that position also for Belapson. And you can see here how much they're cutting the corners without, getting the track warning. We already got penalty for Larson, who's into P14, but let's see then, is he gonna try the move here or just recover some battery? Yeah, he's not using it. He's on lap but not using it. That's because Sim Suarez just, trying to just let Lapson look into the mirror, his green car. But yeah, Lapson maintaining his position, and yeah, as you were saying, yours just pulling away 3.2 seconds. So yeah, that's good. That's great for him, of course.
Yeah, it is. It's good for the Mercedes. Obviously, he's got a really good car. None of these guys seem to be able to break away from the DRS train like we saw Yorsi do. And that might be the factor in this race. If nobody can break this DRS train, we might have to wait till pit stops before we see anybody get close or even catch that Mercedes car.
And we got Danny. We got Danny. He's very close. Is he gonna try the move? Is he gonna try the dive bomb? No, he's not. But yeah, I think this moment it might be, pretty much frustrating for him. It's not easy when you feel much faster than the guy said, but you just can't get them because you're into the DRS train. And also, you could try here the move, but then if the other guy got the DRS and the right amount of battery, just it's pretty much done for you. So yeah, he just needs to be patient, trying to see if Lapson or Sim Suarez, and also Ocean Chief, who's ahead of him, just make any mistake and just taking the chance to get that place.
Yeah, the important thing, if you're sitting back in this DRS train, is knowing when to take the chance. Giannis up the inside, that was maybe not the place to take the chance, because now you're stuck behind him. If you can't get by him in turn one, you're stuck behind him for the entire first sector. You really lose a lot of ground if the door gets slammed on you into turn one.
Yeah, we're just looking and Danny is basically waving and waving, trying to make that switch back to Chief. But it's difficult. Chief, he pretty much he's very good at defending. So he definitely doing a good job, but Lepso looks like he can get away. There is Sim Suarez who's behind him. Let's see, is he gonna try the switch back here? But it's pretty difficult to get that done, especially in this place. So yeah, he just need to sit behind again at lap 8. You can see also Danny here. So yeah, for Sim Suarez, the idea for Sim Suarez would be to get the place and then, just getting away, knowing you've got better pace, but maybe just waiting for the undercut. I think he's pretty powerful, the undercutter on this track.
Yeah, the question is, when do you take that chance to dive into the pits and make the undercut, knowing that you have a Mercedes car who has stretched out the lead now to close to 4 seconds. I would venture to say, as keyboard Magnussen into the pits, 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, I would guess that you probably want to make the pit stop here in the next 3 laps or so. Before lap 12, to put on those hard tires is probably a really good thing for these guys.
Well, I think, to be honest, in this moment, we got yellow flag. Who's that? I think that's Piggy. Maybe the Red Bull. But yeah, well, as I was about to say, I think their last worry is actually the Mercedes as they're into the DRS train. So, you might get into PO, and now seems like it looks like he's going for it. But no, he can't. But yeah, as I was saying, I think they just not think about the lead now, the leadership. They just think about, how to get ahead of this train and how to pull away. So you really need to get the perfect moment to pit. But yeah, it looks pretty difficult right now. I think when they'll get into the pit, I don't know when it's going to be that moment. But yeah, everything will be better. Oh, we
Oh,
got people.
Keyboard
Oh, that's
Magnuson is
virtual
out of the
safety
race.
car. So that could be a
That's a
good moment to
virtual
pit.
safety
Yeah, you
car.
can say everyone's pitting except Chief. Chief's not pitting.
The Mercedes car is he was past the pits. Yours was
Yeah,
past the
that's
pits. This will definitely play a little bit of an advantage towards Lepson, Sim Suarez, and Danny Banani, and a multitude of other guys who come into the pits.
yeah, that's so unlucky for yours. But he got that 4 seconds of lead. I don't know what's the normal amount of time you lose on the pit lane, but I think Miami pit lane is pretty much short. So I think that might be like 20 seconds pit lane.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's what
sure.
I was thinking, was close to 20 seconds. It looks like the gap to Lepson right now is just over 21 seconds. So definitely shorter than normal. The question is, can they capitalize? I don't know that they can. Ocean Chief obviously not in a great position by staying out, but you don't want to double stack.
Yeah,
You don't want to cost yourselves a race win potentially.
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, while Johnny's and Apex they're fighting, let's see, is he gonna try Johnny's here? No, he needs to back off. It's one of these corners where you don't want to make the overtake. So yeah, Apex just taking P6, not bad for him. He just pitted, so he's got. Oh no, well Apex lap 9, so no, he hasn't pitted. Johnny's have pitted, so yeah, I think he just fight to get that P6. But yeah, that was a very good safety car, virtual safety car for Lapson and Danny and Sim Suarez as well. But it was pretty bad for Chief and yours.
Yeah, Chief and yours definitely not the beneficiaries of that safety car. They're going to have a lot of work to do in the back half of this race, just trying to work their way back up through the field. You got to think those medium tires are starting to wear a little bit on the top two. I would expect them into the box within the next 2 or 3 laps. You can't let Lepson close that gap down too much. Otherwise, it will definitely cost you a race win. But we know how fast that Mercedes car is. There's no doubt in my mind that yours can work his way back through the field and might have a chance to win this race at the end of the day.
Yeah, but also an interesting thing, like if we're talking about championship, driver championship, we got Danny now behind Lapson. So yeah, that's gonna spicy up a few things.
That does definitely spice up a couple things. The other important thing is you've got the top 3, the de facto top 3, Lepson, Banani, and Sim Suarez, and then you've got 2.5 seconds back to Apex Finley. So a nice little gap that maybe yours or Ocean Chief could drop into if they're able to drop into that gap and not have a lot of traffic to deal with. It would really help their run back through the field if they can drop into that gap.
Yeah, and as you were talking, we got the Ferrari of Challenge just getting that P6. He's got much better tires right now, but I don't know, like you were talking about pitting. I don't know when yours gonna pit because I think right now it's probably behind the Lepson. Yeah, I feel like 16 seconds. So yeah, might either you might be hoping for a safety car, or I don't know, he just waiting. I don't know.
At this point, he's definitely behind Lepson. The question is, how far behind Lepson is he going to be? If I were him, I'd come in relatively soon. As I said earlier, there's that gap between 5th and 6th, Sim Suarez and Giannis. I would want to come out in that gap if at all possible. If not, there's another gap behind Horizon, but that's a lot of traffic to try and work through to get back up to the front of this race. Yellow flag in Sector 2. That's a Ferrari. That is RCC Giannis. He's around, it looks like, exit of turn 14.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's unlucky for him. But we're focusing right now as we got Horizon, just taking the place into P6. That's also good for the Yeah, McLaren boys for the Constructor Championship, but as we go now, Danny is very close now. I don't know if he's just waiting laps to make any mistakes, but you can see both of them are pushing by telling by their ERS percentage. So yeah, they're definitely pushing.
They're definitely pushing. I would want to push if I were these guys. Just try and stretch out that lead over yours as much as possible because on the back half of this race he's going to be on a mad dash to get up towards the front.
Yeah, so watching on board with Danny Banani. Is he gonna try the move here? No, he's just waiting. And that's probably the best thing to do right now, as you know, you don't want to lose time, as you know, yours and Chief got to pit. So you're just waiting, you know, maybe for the final laps. But right now, I think they're pretty much, you know, cooperating a little bit again. So Sim Suarez on the straight, just following them. So I think, oh, yours is pitting. So yours is pitting. Let's see where is he gonna go out of the pit lane. So he's pitting right now. He's got the tires, so let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much behind them. I don't know. That's pretty. Yeah, that's going to be 5 seconds.
We knew he was going to be behind him. He is going to drop into that gap right in front of Horizon, and that is key for the Mercedes car. He's in plenty of clean air. He will have
Oh, and
enough room.
Sim
Oh,
Suarez going into the inside. Sorry for interrupting, but that was a very good dive for him. Just yeah, he tried that, but Danny Banali with a very good traction at the outside. So let's see now, Danny. Yeah, now things are spicing up. Yeah, now they're pushing. They don't want to, you know, lose time from yours behind, but they also want to get now the leadership.
yeah, yours is he's 3.3 behind. He's starting to close that gap. He's starting to reel this group in. The more they fight, the better it is for him. I think he's got a shot. He will definitely catch this group. The 4-lap newer tires is gonna help him out a ton. I think he's got a shot to still win this race.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because we will see also yours, you know, just gaining a lot into the corners as these guys are fighting, but at the same time it doesn't have DRS, so that's going to be difficult for him.
Yeah, the DRS part doesn't help, but we saw him at the beginning of the race. He pulled out a big gap over these guys. If he can get those hard tires in the window and start putting in qualifying laps like he was at the beginning of the race, I mean, he closed the gap half a second in just sector number 1.
Yeah, you can see how close they are, you know, just 4 tenths, and we got 3 cars, so that's pretty exciting. And we got Danny now into the outside. This also seems Suarez gonna try something. So yeah, they're side by side. I think Danny, yeah, finally got the place. So that's very good for him. He's got a P1, so can Lapson just remain behind him? Or can Danny Manani just pull away from him? And as you can see, you're just making 2.7 seconds of gap.
He's definitely closing in. This fighting between the top 3 helps him a ton. We might go 3 wide into turn 17. They do. Sim Suarez to the inside. He is way late on the brakes. Danny Banani keeps the lead. Gap down to 2.2 though. Here comes that Mercedes machine.
Yeah, and that's what they didn't want, probably. Because now, yeah, yours is very close. It's just 2 seconds. Wow, that was crazy. Like, Sim Suarez reflexes were very good, to be honest. Like, he had to change his line at the last minute, so yeah, that could have caused an incident between Lepson and Sim Suarez, as it looked like Lepson got the speed to try the overtake, but he actually didn't. So yeah, that was very good for Sim Suarez. Yeah, also behind it looks like the gaps are pretty much stabilized, so yeah. I think the fight is pretty much between these three guys who might be in four pretty early.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 pretty soon. Yours has got that gap down to 1.4 seconds. Doesn't look like anybody else is really closing in on these guys. Horizon is making the same amount of headway as yours. He's kept that gap pretty stable. It could be 5 by the time we get to the end of the race, but I'm watching out for that Mercedes car. He looks like he is hooked up through that first and second sector. The technical sections of the track is really where he gains the most amount of time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's gaining now. He's gaining. Oh, and the side by side Sim Suarez and Lepson. Yeah, I told you Sim Suarez like is gonna be Lepsonheimer. I think also for the rest of this night because he just keep fighting and fighting, and now Lepson losing so much time. So that's good. That's 1 second over the gap for Danny Banani and Lepson. So that's good for him. I don't know if Lepson he doesn't have the DRS now, or he might. No, he doesn't. So that's bad for him.
Yeah,
That's
not good for Danny Banani, but Sim Suarez needs to fall in line right now. These three guys need to work together to try and get away from yours because that Mercedes is coming. He's got the gap down to 1.3 now, 1.1 at one point through that technical section. There is not going to be much that is going to stop that Mercedes machine. I think he could run through a rock wall right now and still have his car intact.
yeah. That's we got yellow flag into sector 2. No, if something happened, but yeah, yours 1.1 seconds. So I think he's gonna get it. Yeah, he's gonna get under the second soon. He's going now. I don't know if he's got the DRS. He didn't, but yeah, that's going to be good to see. Like he's got 4 laps better time, so I don't know. Do you think he does have that extra advantage, like a much bigger gap
He
to get
used
the
a lot of
overtakes?
he used, oh, virtual safety
Oh yeah,
car.
virtual. What happened?
Not sure exactly what happened. Might have been Giannis and AR Gamer. I don't know exactly what happened, but no, I think yours is going to make pretty quick work of these guys up front. He's going to chop them like Gordon Ramsay and leave them in the dust because he is on a mission right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah. You know, it's frustrating when you got a 4 seconds gap and then the safety car destroys everything. All this through the VSC was. So yeah, it's frustrating. So I think he really wants that win today.
I would really want that win too.
Yeah, it's when you get that comfortable with the race pace and then somehow you're into P4, but also we got Sim Suarez is so close once again. Is he gonna try the move? Is he finally going to get at P2? Yes, he does, and he places the car very well. So Lepson now might be in danger of yours. Also, yes, Sim Suarez with the safety car, so that's going to be side by side yours and Lepson. Is yours can yours get the place? No, it can't. So oh, and Danny Banani just making a mistake. So that's going to be down into P4 for him. Oh wow, you can see how the gaps are close. Danny with a single mistake, not teaming as Peel, and now is in P4.
That was a critical mistake from that McLaren machine. It happens a lot in that first sector. You just get on the curb a little bit in turn 2, and it can cost you all kinds of time and speed, and it certainly cost that McLaren machine a bunch of time and speed, but I think yours is going to start to make pretty quick work of these guys as he goes to the outside of Lepson in turn 11. Super slick on that paint, just caused him to lose the back end into turn 11.
Yeah, that's tough. Now for Danny, he's got into P4. Well, he is close. You could still, get those overtakes for a lead, but I think yours right now is on fire. Like, he's got a very good pace. He is close to Lapson, but also Lapson is close to Sim Suarez. He's gonna try the move. No, he's just recovering. Well, I think right now the leadership is the worst spot you could be on, because you've got all these guys behind on the train, and you know that. Oh, and what happened to Sim Suarez? I think that's. Is that. Does he. Has he lost the connection? I don't know what happened, but I don't know. It was a little bit of teasing, probably. But yeah.
Yeah, and that gives Lepson the lead, and that I listen, as you said, I don't want to be in the lead right now unless it's somehow yours. I think if yours took the lead, I think he could run away from all these guys and hide pretty quickly. But I don't want to be either of the top two. I would want to be where Danny Banani is.
Yeah, I think Simsar is getting some connection issues. I don't know, but now he is close. He is close to get the overtake. When Simsar is breaking so late, a little bit of contact with Lapson. So can he get the place? And also yours is very close. But yeah, he can't get the place. But yes, Sim Suarez retaking the lead.
A great move by that Aston Martin car in turn 11. You saw yours. He thought about the move into turn 11, decided better of it. Smart driving by the Mercedes car, just trying to keep his nose clean right now. He knows he's got the faster car. They know he has the faster car. It's like a lion hunting a gazelle.
And Sim Suarez once again. What's happening? BSC, but I think Sim Suarez getting definitely some connection issues, because you could see that on the straight once again. Looks like he's backing off, but he's not doing that. But also, yeah, the situation behind, as I said, is pretty much, it hasn't changed. We got just Chief, I think, we got a move. We were on Piggy, and he's into P6, but then we got Piggy, Apex, Magnetic, and AR into the P10 with 33.1. The gap to P9. So yeah, I think just the fight is just spot on here.
Yeah, it looks like Horizon has closed in a little bit. He's got the gap down to 2.5. I don't know that he's going to play a factor in this race at the end. We've only got 8 laps to go, but if he does, look out for those McLarens to work together to slice their way through the top couple drivers. I'm still watching yours, though. He is an angry man on a mission. He's kept the car clean for the last couple laps. The question is, how much longer will he sit in the wings and wait?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think they're just gonna try in general on the last lap, or at least on the penultimate lap, because it looks Owen Apex got 3 seconds of penalty. But yeah, like when you're in this situation, like Owen, yours the one was trying to move. Yeah, yours made the move as we were talking. So yeah, yours seem to be too. But as I was saying, like when you're in these situations, it means like you haven't got the lead to pull away, but at the same time you've got the pace to stay there. So I think like 4 of them have got pretty much the same pace, so it's gonna be down to the last lap.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I think 3 of them have the same pace. I think yours is he's on a different level right now. He's got a rocket ship of a race car as he makes the move down the back straightaway for the race lead. I think we're gonna watch him.
Sim Suarez. I think he's well. What happened to him? What's happening with this car? He's just lifting. What has happened?
I don't know.
Oh my god! I think he got. Yeah, he got into the wall. I think he's missing the front wing.
Maybe maybe a little bit of contact with yours. Not a great angle, but possibly a little bit of contact.
Yeah, he's got 3 seconds of penalty now, but yeah, that's so unlucky for him. So unlucky. But yeah, Stanley is behind Lepson, and Lepson at the same time is trying to stay within the gap zone for the DRS to yours. Giannis 10 seconds of penalty. Giannis just retired into the pit. But yeah, the gaps are so close, that's going to be crazy. And if Lepson, can manage to stay within the second, but it looks like, yeah, as you said, you might be right. So yeah, yours looks like right now is on a different pace. So yeah, look at that. The grip also how stable he looks on track, and Lepson, meanwhile Lepson and Danny Banani, they're side by side. Lepson just trying to move into this side, but now it doesn't have the DRS, and someone is just returning to pit. That's Sim Suarez. But yeah, Lepson is just on the straight, taking the P2 back.
Yours says he's stretched out the gap now to just over a second. I said it earlier. I said it before. He's a man on a mission, and he looks like he's gonna run away with this race right now.
Yeah, he's been very fast. Like, I didn't expect that. Like, when we saw quali, like, he did a good lap, but it was 4 tenths of quali pace with Epson, so I didn't expect, him to be that much confident and fast on the race pace. But yeah, as it happens, also it happened to me. Like, quali is a thing, but then race could be another thing. Like, you could lack of confidence, and also just doing too much time trial and not doing some race pace. We could be more useful for the long term.
Yeah, definitely for sure. He's got the race pace, not necessarily the qualifying pace, but at this point it doesn't matter because he is scooting away from the other two.
And also, I think now Danny, he just, he could go for a move, but only if he sees that he's got a much better pace than Lepson. Otherwise, for him, it is just useful as he's doing now, just recovering some battery and yeah, just go for the last lap. But I think also Lepson is gonna. Oh no, well, he's actually 11% of battery. I think what Lepson wants to do now is just trying to get that DRS. That could be huge for him, and also to try to defend into Danny. But yeah, Lepson is pushing battery, is on 10% battery, and yours is on 20%. So yeah, Lepson could be very pretty much in danger right now.
Yeah, the battery is definitely going to be something to follow here in the last 4 laps, but we've got some pretty good midfield battles. We watch Apex Finley and Piggy battle side by side into turn number 1. The Red Bull cars haven't run too bad today. Good through the midfield, but nobody has anything for the Mercedes cars or the guys out front.
Yeah, it looks like Euros right now is on rails. He's managing that 1 second gap, but it looks like it doesn't have the pace that it doesn't have the same pace as we saw him, earlier with the mediums. So I think he's now, of course, he's managing. He's not abusing of battery. You can see right now he's on land. I think he's just managing that second, but he hasn't got that big gap as we saw at the first part of the race.
Yeah, he hasn't run away and hid quite yet from either Danny Banani or Lepson. They're both keeping him relatively close to DRS range. They've dropped Horizon and Ocean Chief completely. Neither of those guys are anywhere near contention for this race win. And it's really interesting to see as Apex Finley and Piggy continue to battle for sixth. It's really interesting to see the way these guys have. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yours
that's not
yours
good.
3 seconds. Oh no, that's not good indeed. That's bad for and that opens the race for Lepson and Danny. We're fighting now. They want to get the move. Now Danny really wants to get that overtake. Oh, that's bad for yours. That's not ideal. So let's see. Danny now 4 tenths. Like, he could try to move pretty early, as we can see yours is not running away. So if you try to move like on the straight, on the next straight, you could, just get that DRS also with yours. So he really needs to try the move now.
Yeah, he's got to try the move soon. I don't. You don't want to try the move too soon because you don't really want to be ahead down this straightaway into
He's
turn
now,
17
he's
on the
now.
last lap. Well, I guess he's not going to listen to me, but we'll see. We'll see how much headway he can make and whether or not he can keep yours from scooting away.
Yeah, no, that's also, as it's good to remind that Danny and Labs are actually fighting for a championship, so they are 1 point left, so just 1 point away from Danny, so that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be crucial.
Yeah, now it is a I believe it's a 2 point gap.
Yeah, well, let's see the standings by, I think it's,
Lepson had a 2 point lead, a 3 point lead on Danny Banani, so this would tie them.
no, well, oh yeah, there is Puke, yeah, sorry, I thought, yeah, just
Yes.
mistaken, Puke Supa with Danny Banani, so yeah, Danny is 3 points behind, so yeah, let's get, yeah, Danny into the leadership for 2 points.
They do have to be careful though. Yours has the gap up to almost 2 seconds. If he can figure out a way to pull out another second here in the next 2.25 laps, he might have a chance to win this race legitimately.
Yeah, so it looks like after all yours was managing the gap, because now it looks like he's got that pace.
He definitely does have the pace. The question is, can he keep it up?
Yeah, that's going to be difficult for him. Like, he's got 1 lap and a half, so I don't know, it might be possible. He's got already into the 2 seconds, so looking at his pace, I think that's going to be tight. But here we go, that's I think the race right now. Danny and Lepson. These two, yeah, they just gonna try to push each other so hard. And let's see Danny if he's trying to move now or if he just gonna try the overtake in the last lap.
I would try the overtake on the last lap. You wanna be close, possibly out of either turn 8 or turn 16. I would want to make the move into turn 8. I think it's a little bit better of a braking zone. You don't have to worry about this tight technical section. You can kind of pull away through this tight technical section. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the exit of 16. The exit of 16 can be a little bit tricky. So I would look for a move down into turn 11. I think the back straightaway is the optimal place right now.
Yeah, as I'm watching, like, Danny Banani right now has much more battery than Lepson, so yeah, Lepson just needs to try to get some battery up and then, yeah, just trying to defend. As I think Danny just lost a little bit of a contact with Oh, a lapse span!
Oh,
Oh my god. No, that's... No, that's terrible for him. Oh my god. That's... Yeah. Wow, so unlucky. That's
well,
so unlucky.
that changes things.
Oh my god, that's wow in the last lap. Oh no. How much is he gonna lose from that? I don't know.
Well, I think you have to look right now. The gap is up to 2.8 down the back straightaway. Danny Banani's got to keep this close. He only has a tenth of a second to work with. Yours might actually pull this off.
Yeah, 92.8, that's going to be so tight. That's going to be so tight. 2.9. Well, he's now pushing the battery all the way down the straight. He's not actually. Yes, he is now. Oh, that's going to be close. That's going to be close. I don't know. I
I
don't.
I, I think yours is going to pull this off.
Yeah, unless he makes a mistake here, it doesn't look like. So yours with 3 seconds. That's yeah, 3.1. So let's see.
3.1.
Maybe the provisional winner, yours. I think he's got that. Oh, wow, for 1/10. Yours wins the Miami Grand Prix with Danny Manani second and Horizon with, let me say that, unexpected P3. And we got
Yeah.
Lepson into P4, Chief into P5, and yeah, Apex Phil into P6, and then we got Piggy, Magnetic, and AR Verge. We're about to finish the race.
That gives Danny Banani a 3-point championship lead heading into the final round next week.
Yeah, that was so unlucky for Lepson. He made a mistake, the last corner. So, sorry, on the first corner and the last lap. So that's so frustrating. I would be so angry right now, to be honest, if I were him.
Yeah, I would be angry too. That's a tough way to end the race.
Yeah, that's. So we're still waiting for Verge, I think. Yeah, Verge. Just going to take the checker flag. So setting the top 10. But yeah, unexpectedly we got no safety car. So that's an improvement for tier 2, I guess.
We got a couple virtual safety cars that definitely changed the running order there at the end.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, at least we haven't got any safety cars. As I think last week or 2 weeks ago, there were like 4 safety cars. It was in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. But yeah, let's take a look. As we got yours P1 with 3 seconds of penalty as well. It was a magnificent race for him. He got the 3 seconds, but at the same time, he's got the pace to maintain, the 3 seconds gap, 3.1 seconds. And then Danny Banani being consistent, it paid off. So he's got the second place. He's gonna take the lead of the championship, the drivers' championship, and then Horizon second and third for McLaren. That's great for the constructors. And they're gonna be ahead of both RB into P5, 4 and P5, respectively for Lepson and Chief. And then we got Apex, Finley, Piggy, Magnetic, AR, Verge setting the top 10 of this race.
Yeah, it was a that was a really good, really interesting race. It was close all the way to the end. I obviously we'll put driver of the day in the Discord chat, but I think yours it's got to be yours. Just pulling out that 3 second gap right at the end to win by a tenth of a second. There's no better way to do it.
Yeah, I think if I if I was the one choosing, a contender for yours, I would also choose Danny Balani. Like he
Yeah.
started P7, he's got a great start. He didn't get any penalty, and he got P2, and now he's the leading championship. So,
I agree with that. I think that could be a good contender for driver of the day.
but yeah, let's see if someone is on interviews. There is Horizon, so let's bring him in. Good evening, Horizon.
Good evening, lads. How are you doing?
So yeah, not
Good.
bad. You it looks like it wasn't expected P3 for you. So
Yeah, absolutely not. I
yeah.
thought I was gonna end in the wall because I absolutely hate this track. This track is one of the worst tracks that F1 ever made. It's only beaten by the Berlin Grand Prix, those two only long straights in the very, very bank corner.
Ooh,
You
okay.
remember?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I do know that track. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that is the only one I think that's even worse than that. But yeah, P3 I will take it because I didn't expect did I end up anywhere in the points? Well, okay, we had only like 13, 15 drivers today, but yeah, nonetheless, it's very, very satisfaction result.
Yeah, also you're gonna extend the constructor championship. So yeah, that's second and third. So yeah, like how was your race? Because we pretty much like we were focusing pretty much on that TRS train for the lead. So I think like you were pretty much not really fighting. I think also behind because we were seeing actually a lot of gaps between the drivers into the midfield. So how was your race in general?
Yeah, sorry, apologies, I'm a bit sick. Yeah, so the race in general was okay, I guess. There were some, well, I don't think I could improve anywhere. Well, yeah, okay, I could be faster, but I only learned this track for like half an hour. I only learned it like 1 hour before the race, and yeah, a very like the fight between me and who was it? Danny and Janice. Janice. Between me and Janice was a very interesting one because Janice is one of the offensive driver in the league, and he made high pressure, but still kept it on track, kept it clean, and yeah, some. Did he ended up in a wall? Yes, he did, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, many drivers ended up in the corner before the very, very interesting double chicane uphill. Well, it's more like a triple chicane. Um, yeah, it's as I said, this track is absolutely awful. Everyone hates this track. I'm glad that I'm done with it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, next week we got Brazil, so I think like I was gonna like that. Do you?
Yeah, yeah, Brazil is one of my fastest tracks because I don't know why, but I am very fast in Brazil, and many drivers also say that it's one of the more difficult tracks to learn without DC, without traction control. But I actually can't agree on that. It's well, it's not like Austria, Spielberg, where you just have to press full throttle and you're good and you're done. But yeah, it's not the most difficult. I mean, yeah, just practice the track and you're good, man. I don't get your point why you should be having trouble finding the grip with LTC in Brazil, but it's their opinion. Maybe they're not. Okay, a bit sarcasm. Maybe they're not that good at with LTC, but yeah, it's a different story. But yeah, Brazil, one of my favorite
Okay,
tracks. I love it.
so yeah, already congrats for P1 then, Brazil. Okay,
P1.
yeah, for Brazil next week.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah,
Yeah. um, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, well, congrats for P3 today. So for a podium on a track which you say
Mhm.
you hate it. So yeah, just see you next week and congrats once
Yeah,
again.
see ya.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
See.
Bye bye.
So let's bring Lapson and Chief. Hello,
Thank
Lapson.
you.
Hello, Chief.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
evening.
Well,
yeah.
So let's
uh,
start, yeah, with the
Don't know
toughest
about
one.
don't know about
no.
Lapson.
yeah.
Yep.
Lapson.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What happened there? Like,
I
that was
Huh?
so frustrating.
uh Yeah, I mean, that was pretty frustrating, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I had so much control the whole race, I think. Like I run, of course, lower wings, so shout out to my friend Jami, he really helped me to use his setup, and yeah, I had everything under control. Like even if he had DRS, like I used some ERS and he was not catching. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then last lap, yeah, that was an interesting one. Like grip was pretty gone, but it didn't feel like I was like doing something different. Maybe I was shaky on the throttle. I don't know. I was a bit shaky though. I was nervous.
Yeah, like
So yeah,
as I was saying to the stream, like your quality, compared to what you did in the last few weeks, it was, pretty much a dominating quality. You got like 4 tenths. But did you
yeah.
expect like yours to be that fast as well, or like did you expect to be comfortably on the lead after quali?
I mean, let's be real. Like yours, I know him from. I brought him to SLR from other league PRL, and I know he's very clean and very like he got very pacey. So I knew he had the pace, but yeah, today he showed off. So really good pace. His race pace was not even that dominating, but Mr. Sim Suarez kept fighting me in lap 1, 2, and 3, and I couldn't breathe. So he was getting that gap for free, So and then oh wait, yeah, that happened by the way. The restart of the virtual safety car. I was like within 1 second red, so I had to go fully on the brake in the Mickey Mouse section to don't get a drive through. So yeah, that was an interesting one. But
Oh, okay.
so yeah, so that's why he got the gap like that big, yours. But yeah, fair play to him. Congrats, and also to Darnie. It's gonna be fun. 5 points difference for the last round, and big thanks for my teammate Chief, of course. Like he's here, but yeah, he gave me the position, of course. So big boy, thanks. So
Yeah, but yeah, we got next week Brazil, so yeah, is it a good track for you, or do you feel
yeah,
confident for
like
that?
Brazilian women are beautiful, So and we also do some racing there, so should be fine, right?
Yeah, you should. But yeah,
So
also with you, Chief. So how was your race?
Yeah, it was pretty good actually. It was a tough race. No, there was like 14 drivers, but I think what did I get P6.
If you don't know, but
Um,
yeah, you got
uh,
P6. No, P5. No, yeah, P5.
P5. Yeah, I mean, you think with like less drivers, I would have done better because I've had some pretty good results recently. But what those guys, whenever the VSC, I think it was the first one came out. Leps got first call, to pit, so I stayed out. But I think once you're out of DRS, like you're in no man's land. And I had a horizon ahead of me, but the gap, it was just like the same the whole way for the stint. Um, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and yeah, I'd like to thank my friend. He's my friend, Lips, not yours, Jamie, for
oh,
helping me out find some
uh,
pace. He kind of helps Lips out a wee bit as well, but just because like we're teammates, he kind of feels sorry for Lips. But for me, he's like there. He's always been there for me, and I don't want to get emotional or anything, but just whenever I have a
Yeah,
jam
yeah.
sandwich in the morning, I think of Jamie, and he's such a great guy. So thank you,
Okay,
Jamie.
that's okay. That's
that's a
interesting.
different streams, Chief. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
for the
interesting.
race, I mean, the result for the team is okay. I don't know how it works out in terms of the constructors. Do they earn more points? Yeah, they do. They
Yeah, they
finish ahead
did.
of us.
Well, they finished both sides. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think yeah, mathematically, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but we still got a shot at the constructors, and obviously Lepson's in a pretty good spot to win the title. So we're going to Brazil, baby. It's to the wire. We were gonna win. Leps was gonna win today. And he went, nah. I just want to make this as hard for myself as possible. To keep the theme of the season.
yeah,
He's like
that's yeah.
he's probably the fastest guy in tier 2, and he hasn't won a race in tier 2, but he certainly can win this title, and he will have my full support next week.
Wait, he hasn't won a race in tier 2 this season?
He has not won a race in tier
Really?
2. And he's the fastest guy on the grid, you could argue.
Okay, I forgot that. Okay. So that's no, but wait, no way. You have M1 and you're
Yeah, I can confirm, sadly.
But
really?
next week we change the laps, right?
Yeah,
You're
let's
king of
change
the
that
flow.
here.
Also got 2 races without points last week in Singapore. So
Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah, if I lose the championship, my name's gonna be Boddleson. So yeah, that's gonna be
That's a good name, yeah.
sounds good.
But
I want to
well,
thank you guys a lot for today, man. Like for
You're
covering. I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
yeah, no
So the
worries.
boss man from the parking lot in the back of his car commentating.
Let's
My
go, boss.
I
boy.
am not I am not in the parking lot in the back of my car today. I'm at home today.
Well,
Nice man. So same as Feder, like he was. He had the dream of becoming a tier 2 driver, and then last week he crushed the whole tier. And yeah, so
Yeah,
shout out to you,
yeah,
bro,
oh,
that
yeah,
you are doing comms. So
yeah,
thanks a lot.
no worries. But
we're
I'm
yeah,
doing
gonna
great.
try.
so
Soon.
The winner is ready for you guys. So I'm gonna cry myself to sleep and have a great night,
okay. But yeah, thank you guys
guys.
for coming to comps. But yeah, let's
Thanks.
just rest and yeah, let's hope it's gonna be a good one for you next week.
Yeah, buddy, we're gonna see. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, see you
yeah.
guys.
See you, man. See you, man.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. So I think we got yours. Well, we wanna bring him, of course, the winner.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, he just left. Okay,
Oh,
okay, he just left.
I guess we don't have it.
So we're done. So thank,
I guess so.
yeah, I think we're done. So thank you guys for watching the stream, and as I always remind you, let's see, we got tier 3 tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting as we're getting to, a very good fight between Kibor Magnussen and Ocean Chief. So yes, I think Ocean Chief is actually leading the 3-3 driver championship, and yeah, Kibor Magnussen just behind. So yeah, just recommend you to watch tier 3 tomorrow, and thank you, Bossman, for commentating alongside with me.
You're welcome.
And yeah, for us, I think it's done. So see you next week. Bye bye.